back to my channel. Thank you so much for the support that I got in my first video, Get to Know Me. I got really good response from that, so I just want to say thank you to everyone for that. This video is a little bit different. This one's going to be about my weight loss journey that I'm still on, and I think I'll still be on for probably the rest of my life, because this is a lifestyle and not just like a diet. I wanted to do this in dates. So like I started working out and kind of thinking about my weight early on. I had two older sisters. I have two older sisters. One is 10 years older than me and one is 12 years older than me. So I was kind of always influenced by my older sisters, and I think I still am. But I was always an active kid, like I said in my Get to Know Me. I was a tomboy. I loved to be active. I loved to play outside. It was so fun. So getting into fitness was not hard for me. So I started working out really young. I think I was about 13 or 14 years old. I would do the treadmill at home, as well as like just kind of follow what my sisters were doing, like crunches, and I don't even know what I was doing. I just wanted to work out. What I did was on my 16th birthday, the gym that I wanted to join, which is community center gym, they would only allow people over the age of 16 to join. I had to wait, and I went on my birthday. The day that I turned 16, I went on my birthday and I gave them the money that I had, because I was working a job at that age, and I was like, I want to join the gym. So then I started working out. I think I was in grade 11, and I started working out and I absolutely loved it. It's such a small like little gym, but it had everything. It had weights, it had elliptical, it had treadmill, it had bikes. And I would go there after school, and then on the way home from work, my sister would pick me up around like 6, and I would finish school around 3:30. So literally from 4 to 6:30 or 6, I would work out and do a lot of I didn't know what I was doing, but I was working out. I was doing a lot of like cardio, and now I'm more of like a weights kind of person. But that's what I did, and I think I lost like 20 pounds right away, like within 2-3 months, because I think I had that metabolism that I could lose weight really fast. And then once I turned 18, I started working out even more, and I went to like my gym at the college that I went. I was working out a lot. I still had that fast metabolism, so I was lucky, and my goal was just to be skinny. I don't know why it was like that, but my goal was only to be skinny, and I just wanted to be skinny mini. And who doesn't at that age, I guess, right? And then 2013, so the year after, so I kind of gained a little bit of weight. I was still working out. I was like, the gym, the picture that I'm showing here is from my gym. I gained a little bit of weight, I think just because my metabolism went down, and like I wasn't properly eating what I needed to eat. I kind of was eating whatever I wanted, but still working out like a maniac, because I thought that, oh, I did that when I was 16, so why can't it happen when I'm like 19, right? But that's not how it works. I just didn't know that. I was just doing the same thing that I was doing when I was 16. I was at the same gym, working out really hard, eating whatever the hell I wanted. I would work out for like an hour and then eat like Taco Bell after, and I was like, why aren't I losing weight? Because I did that when I was 16, so why aren't I still losing weight? But that's just not how it worked, right? So the year after that, which was 2014, I guess I do look a little bit thinner in this picture, but the thing is that you can kind of tell that I'm not that healthy. I was thinner for sure, but I was still eating the way that I shouldn't have been eating. I was working out. I was still, like, I was in school, I was working out, so probably that's why I kind of lost some weight. But I always thought I was so fat for some reason. I don't know why I thought like that. You should never think like low of yourself, because you only have one of yourself, right? But I was working out, eating not that well, kind of stressed out at school, and then I would say that was 2014-15-ish, and then the next picture is 2017, when my braces came off, I believe, and I had more toned out, because that's when I started going to a boot camp where they did a lot of HIIT combined with weights, and I started like really loving weightlifting, and like you can even see the difference in the pictures that I had more confidence. 6 months later, after that picture was taken, I was working at Wonderland at this time, and I think I just got a little bit too comfortable, as well as because it is a fast-paced environment. I was working 3 jobs, so I literally, like, I couldn't have meal prepped. It was too hard. I was actually serving too, so I think a lot of my meals were from the amazing restaurant that I worked at. I think I gained some weight there just because I couldn't balance my life, and I remember having so many breakdowns because I was spread out so thin that I couldn't like focus on one thing, and then when my weight went up, that made me stress out even more and have even more breakdowns, which just is not good for your mental health at all. Like, your mental health should be first, right? After that, what I did was, when I gained a little bit of weight, I decided to hire a holistic nutritionist. Her name is Hasinaireland. She's amazing. She's in Woodbridge. I'll link her email down below. She's amazing. So the first thing that she did with me is she did a food sensitivity test, and there was no like pricking or anything like that, like no blood test, nothing like that. All it was, I don't know what the machine is, to tell you the truth. It's like kind of like a metal thing, and it goes on the points of your fingers, and it tells you what foods you are sensitive to. And there are so many foods that I had been eating that I didn't even know that I was sensitive to, like soy. So before I got the nutritionist, I was like, oh, I'm gonna have soy milk and I'm gonna lose like so much weight because they say like 2% is not good for you. I don't know, right? But soy was actually hurting my gut health, and I didn't even know that. So then she switched me over to almond milk, and since then I've just been drinking almond milk, like almond creamer. It's so delicious in your coffee. As well as like chickpeas and a lot of foods that I was eating that I couldn't even believe, like, it's not good for me, or it's not good for my gut health. Like, it's good in general, but not for me. Again, I was always working out. Like, there was never a time between 2012 to now that I stopped working out. I love working out. I feel like for me it's a mental thing. I love the feeling of like when you're done your workout, how amazing you feel. They say that 80% of your fitness journey is what you eat, and I guess I didn't figure that out until now, which was 2018. So I have this picture here of I think I lost about 10 to 15 pounds there. But at that time I kind of found it difficult to keep going because I'm kind of struggling with the foods that I was eating before, and like how I was with this nutritionist. I wanted to kind of find like a nice medium, but it was kind of hard. You're so used to eating like one way that it's kind of hard to shift over to eating another way. So what I did was I started incorporating the foods that I still like, but maybe just having a little bit less. As I mentioned in my previous video, my favorite food in the world is my dad's chicken curry. So whenever he would make it, I would have like a bowl, not a bowl, but like those like flat kind of bowls full of rice, like full of rice. And then I would put the chicken curry on top, and like it was just the heaviest, most delicious bowl, but it was so bad. Like I would go to sleep full and wake up full. Like I don't think that's good. I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a doctor or anything, but I know that's not good. So I stopped doing that. At that time, he was making like chicken curry like once or twice a week, and now we cut it down to like once every 2 weeks or 3 weeks, because it's a luxury, but just eating it in moderation I think is important. Eating everything in moderation is important. I still eat ice cream, I still eat cookies, but I kind of cut back, and I ask myself, do you really want this, or are you just like bored, or you want the taste but you don't really want it? Like, ask yourself, do you really want it? If you really want it, you can't stop thinking about it. Just have it. It's okay. You're not gonna gain weight in one day, you're not gonna lose all the weight in another. So here are some changes that I made to my lifestyle and my diet from the beginning of quarantine till now. Because I had so much more time, I was working out a lot more. Like I said, I've been working out since I was 14 years old. I'm 25 now, so that's 11 years that I've been working out. But the biggest thing is that my diet has changed, and that's the most important and the hardest part. Like, as you saw in my photos, it takes a long time to get in control of what you eat. Never say like don't eat this, that. because you still like those foods. Like I love chocolate, I love ice cream, cookie dough ice cream. I could go on with like every single food that I love. But the thing is, you have a goal in your mind, you need to take those steps to get to that goal, right? Like I still eat my cookie dough ice cream, but I have it maybe like once or twice a week rather than every single night, which was what I was doing in February. So eating in moderation is really important. Also working out, like even just being active. I wanted to tell you that during quarantine, I hurt my knee as well as my ankle. When my ankle was hurting, I would do low impact exercises and I still was sweating a lot. Like you don't have to be jumping around or running or biking or anything like that to get a sweat. As long as you're moving your body, like your body wants to move. Being active is so important. It's so good for your mind. And the fact that we don't get summer for that long, we should really appreciate it and try to get out a little bit more. So that's what I did. What I do now that I never did before, I think because I have more time now, is I weigh my food. I weigh everything I eat basically. I look at the calories that they are. I even Google the calories, like how much in an apple, how much in a banana, whatever I'm eating, or a roti. Like you can find out everything on the internet of how much calories everything is. What I do is I will link it below. There's a calorie deficit calculator that I use, and you put in your weight, your height, your age, how much you work out or how much you move, how much activity you do, and it tells you how many calories you need to eat in order to lose weight. And I always stay within that, or at least I try to. I'll show you actually. This is what I write all my calories in. So I started in about, I think, March. Let me show. March or April. This was like the first week. This was the first week that I started, and I started at 1950, and now I'm at 1700 calories. Because I kind of changed my goals. Like as my weight went down, I changed my goals over time for how many calories I should be eating. And before my bad days, like I'll show you, before my bad days would be like 2300 calories, 2400 calories, like 2000 calories. But now when I have like 1900, that's what I consider bad, just because like I have that goal in mind that I want to stay at 1700. But writing down your calories is so important, or even your macros. Like I'm trying to learn that. I'm getting into kind of learning how to do that, but I'm so used to writing down my calories that it'll take a little bit of time, but I think I can do it. Writing down every single thing that you eat, like it really like makes you think. Like I would eat so much now that I'm looking at like May and stuff. What I basically used to do is at the end of the night, that's when I would try to remember everything that I ate throughout the day, and then that's when it would be like 2200 calories, 2000 calories. And now as I go throughout the day and I'm writing it down, it's like I'm being accountable, right? Basically today I've ate, I think, 1200, so I have about 500 left for dinner, which I think is fine. Like I'm actually not that hungry. But if I go over, I go over. Like it's okay, we're human, it's fine. Tomorrow will be better, right? That's my weight loss update. I currently weigh 175. At the beginning of quarantine, I was 186, and my goal is to be 160. That's always been my goal throughout the years, and I never could get there no matter how much my weight went up and down. The lowest I think I ever went was like 178. And now that I'm at 175, I'm really motivated, and I think I can get to 160. If I can't, that's okay. It'll take time, but I'm gonna keep going. And I'm excited to show you guys what I eat and like the type of workouts that I do. And I'm always open to suggestions. So if anyone has suggestions for me on how I can better my workouts or better my diet, I'm so happy to hear it. Thank you guys for watching.